Rugo with Asiwaju, straight from your favorite radio station, the heart and soul of Namibia. This is Fresh FM 102.9 with me, Delilah, on the Fresh Lunch. It's 1:36, and as I mentioned, on Tuesdays, we love to celebrate heroes. So welcome to Nammilk Heroes. It's what's inside you that matters. So nourish your resilience and patience with the pure goodness of Nammilk. You'd remember last week that there was sort of a little element where you could participate. All you have to do is take a huge guess at who our hero for the day is, and you could stand a chance to walk away with some amazing prizes. Today, though, I'd give you a little bit of a hint. In fact, we have his coach in studio, but I believe our hero for today, and all heroes in general, need to have resilience as well as patience. This is because they fall a couple of times, and we don't always see when they fall, but that's because they get back up again in order for us to be able to see their success stories. It also requires a whole lot of patience, because we all know that you cannot lift a single weight today and then tomorrow the muscles start showing. So you need to be able to be patient enough that the routine in which you get into on a day-to-day basis will really bring out the great qualities in you and the goodness that is within you. So today we have the coach of our hero, Mr. Hans du Toit. How you doing, Mr. Hans?
I'm well, yourself.
I'm great, thank you. So you're joining us in studio today to give us a little bit of a teaser as to who our hero is. We'll get to meet him a little bit later on, but you interact with him on a consistent basis, almost a day-to-day basis, if we shall call it that. So can you perhaps tell us about your athlete's journey to becoming a professional sports person?
Okay, yeah, I met Alex I think when he was 15 years or 16 years old. It's a small little town in the south of Namibia. He grew up on the farm.
Oh, wow.
Was on a little small little race in the south. We had a race, and I was already cycling for a while, so I was doing the full marathon. He was doing the shorter marathon, and there was a little boy in front on a steel bike, and I don't think even his shoes was attached to the bike like we are used to having cleats on our bike, so that our shoes are attached. But we struggled to catch him. He was in front of us. And soon after, I had a chat with his dad, and that's how our journey started. And from there, it went on from there to African championships, where he became an African junior champion.
Oh, beautiful.
He later became an African champion.
Oh, my word.
In mountain bikes cross country. And he became the first Namibian to win a medal in cycling in the Commonwealth Games.
Oh, wow. Fascinating indeed. And I believe there's no question over there as to why our sports person for today is our hero. But how has he developed over the years under your coaching? How would you say he's developed?
Well, I think he started actually a little bit late in cycling. Normally the guys start at age like 7. And they start riding their bikes, they start coming to races. It's fun still then. There's no serious training or coaching happening, but they learn how to ride their bikes. And then at the age of normally around about 16, you get serious about riding your bike. And then from there on, it all depends then on the personality of the athlete. There has to be a huge self-drive for them to succeed in a global stage.
Okay, so we do know that he's had plenty of heroic moments in his life, and I think one of the things that make him stand out even further is because oftentimes heroes are categorized, or people would think that a hero is categorized by their age and how old they are, right? But him still being fairly young, give us at least one heroic moment in his career that just made him stand out for you personally.
Okay, at the age of 19, where you still race under 23, we wanted to go to the Olympics. And to go to the Olympics, we had to qualify in the African champs. But he's too young to race in the elite. So we had to get special permission for him to race in the elite race. And if you are the first nation, or the first nation that has not qualified yet. So South Africa always have very good mountain bikers, so they normally already qualified, and then there's a lot of other countries that race for the second position, and they get one spot in the Olympics. So we got special permission for Alex to race in that race, and with all the people there, he did not just qualify, he got a medal in that race. He finished third in the African champs as a 19-year-old in the elite race, and won a spot for the Olympics.
Oh my word. I am speechless to this point in time. I don't even think I should ask, but let me still get into it, right? how do you think he gets motivated to continue to progress in all these things? I mean, competing at such a high level and being of that age, he'd probably maybe encounter one or two moments where he's thinking, okay, but there's older people that are cycling in their rightful titles. So am I really strong enough to compete against them? How do you think that he just overcomes and stays motivated in those moments?
I think it's, like I said, it's a very strong personality trait, and it's something that you find in all the big champions in the world. And that's that drive to succeed and to perform to the best of your ability. It's not always to win. It's that drive to succeed and to finish and to do as well as you can. And that means falling or not being healthy or not being on your game at the day, but still get out there and you still give the best that you can.
It's the resilience, yes.
That is absolutely that, yes.
Beautiful. So we will be speaking to our hero in just a few. Coach, thank you so much for sharing this backstory with us, because now when we interact with him, we get to know all about how he came to where he is today, because oftentimes these stories are unheard and we just see him doing great things and think, oh man, he woke up blessed or he was born blessed rather. So it's beautiful to see that he really did put in a whole lot of patience, a whole lot of resilience to get to where he is today. So do not go anywhere. Our hero will be revealed quite shortly. But did you also know that Nammilk has this 500 ml full cream milk, right? And it's a quality companion, really. It's compact with so much nutrients as well. And you can carry it wherever you go. You're in the heart and soul of Namibia on Fresh FM 102.9 with the Fresh Lunch with me, Delilah. So let's keep the train rolling. Welcome back to Nammilk Heroes. Nourish your resilience and patience with the pure goodness of Nammilk. Earlier on, we spoke to our heroes coach, and Coach Hans really told us so much about what made our hero come to where he is right now. It requires a whole lot of resilience and a whole lot of patience we've learned. So I also just wanted to let you know that if you are dieting, Nammilk's low-fat milk is perfect to keep you energized, and it has incredible flavor, so do try it out. Now, our hero, as I mentioned, represents patience and resilience. He's 22 years old, and he started cycling in 2017 at the age of 17. Since then, he has won various competitions, both locally as well as globally. And he's also shown resilience and patience with himself in learning new skills and giving himself time to grow. So please do help me welcome into my studio, Alex Miller. Alex, how's your afternoon going?
It's going good. Good so far, thanks.
I'm glad to hear that. So congratulations, you're our hero for today, and we really just wanted to take this opportunity to celebrate your story, because being 22 years old, being young and being in the cycling industry and competing at the different levels that you've competed at is true brilliance. It's true goodness. So congratulations on that. But as an athlete, how exactly do you strike this balance between hard work and dedication and just being patient with yourself and your development as well?
First of all, thank you. I think, I mean, during the training and that, you have to look at the bigger picture. I mean, if you focus on, or in my case, definitely, if you focus on, like, while you're riding and while you're in an uncomfortable zone, you have to focus on the bigger picture, and you have to, you have to see how it will benefit you in the long run. If you focus on the now, then it's going to be too uncomfortable and you're going to want to stop. So it's very important to see the bigger picture, and also you have to learn to enjoy the whole process as a whole.
I love it. You also did touch a little bit on you have to focus on the bigger picture, because if you focus on the now, it might be distracting, right? So let's talk about one of those moments where you met an obstacle, and how exactly did you overcome it? What are some of the obstacles that you've met during your journey?
Do you mean like a mental obstacle or like a physical?
A mental obstacle. Because I mean, you cycle and you probably do a little bit of off-roading, so there's a whole lot of stones on the road.
No, for sure. I think I think I get a lot more mental obstacles. And I think it's very important to, like I said before, you not focus on the mental problem now that you have, or to put it in different words, you have to think of the bigger picture. Like I'm repeating myself now, but then again, it's so important. You have to trust. You have to trust
in the process
in
as
the
well.
process, exactly. You have to trust the training that you're doing. And then again, if you're not enjoying the process, then why are you doing it? So I know I'm repeating myself, but it's For me, it's very simple.
Beautiful. So how do you then stay physically and mentally prepared for competitions?
Well, physically, it's easy. Obviously, just do the training that the coach gives me.
Does that also include like a diet change during that particular time that you're training for a specific competition?
Not really. I think it's very important to follow a well-balanced diet. I don't really agree with all these funny, weird and wonderful diets where you're not allowed to eat this and that. So every now and again, a piece of chocolate is fine, of course. And then mentally as well, you have to also learn after you've won a race or something like that, you have to. You must take those memories with you along the line, and when you're busy training in that, think back to that moment and reassure yourself that you've done the right things and that you've done the training you've had to do. So I think
also involves a whole lot of self-confidence, with
Exactly.
reassuring yourself. You need to be able to be confident in that. Okay, so in that respect, what advice would you give to someone that's really looking to start a career in professional cycling but thinking, I don't know, maybe I will, maybe I won't, but it's also such a difficult thing to do. So am I good enough for that? What advice do you have for that individual?
you have to make sure you enjoy it. If you enjoy the sport, then it all comes automatically, I'd say. So really, the key thing is enjoyment. And then also, another small thing is nowadays, you have to be good at building contacts and learning to meet other people, and especially in my case, like learning to meet new sponsors and how to work with them. It's always helpful if you have the correct type of personality and go out there, make friends, meet new people. It's all about the process.
I think many people, or many young people more specifically, are worried about getting so deeply into it because it's like you're training for competitions and then you're traveling for the competitions and then you've got to meet sponsors, then you've got to meet partners and so forth. So they're thinking, do I actually have time for friends and family? What would you say to that?
I definitely think if you manage your time well, you have time for all of that. It is true. A lot of the traveling and the training, it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of commitment. So yes, it is a hard sport, and obviously without dedication and resilience, you're not going to get far. So I think you have to be a good time manager as well.
Beautiful. Alex, again, thank you so much for joining us in studio and sharing a piece of your life with us. We truly do love everything about you, and we are inspired by you and your every move. Like I said, for me, cycling is a little bit scary, but you make it look flawless, and I absolutely love that.
Thank you very much.
And that was our hero for today, Alex Miller. Earlier on, we also did speak to his coach, Mr. Hans du Toit. Thank you for listening to Nammilk Heroes. It's what's inside that truly matters. So nourish your resilience and patience with the true pure goodness of Nammilk.
Nammilk, pure goodness.